Welcome to the Pretty Red ENT Show. It's your girl, Goddess Nikita, aka Pretty Red ENT. So let's get into it today. I think the thing I want to talk about today is when it comes to healing, there's areas in healing that some people have not reached, will not reach, and will not even dare touch that, okay? Like, for real, like, dare touch it. And you might be like, okay, what are some of the areas? I'm saying, when you're on a healing journey, some journeys is heal. Like, if you're on a self-healing journey, you can heal yourself. If you're on I think at one journey I went on, it was a healing journey. And that was like in healing certain chakras, okay? And so the first healing journey that I went on was basically, it was my heart chakra, because that was the thing that was blocked. People don't understand something. Man, listen. I don't care what nobody's telling you, what no Reiki, Reiki healer, no disrespect because I'm a Reiki healer, but I do mine's a little different. But at the same time, no matter what nobody is telling you spiritually, if your heart is blocked, there's no energy flowing through your body. People don't understand that, like, no, there's no energy flowing. I'm here to tell my side of the story. I'm tired of hearing this make-believe. Oh, if your root chakra's blocked, there's no energy going in. No, baby, your heart chakra's right there in the middle. So imagine the middle being blocked. That means there's no energy getting in and getting out. There's no energy flow within your body. So there's a lot of things that happen, okay? I would say the biggest portal in a body, a human body, is the heart chakra, because everyone has a heart, okay? So your heart portal is a very big portal. Okay, guys, like, and a lot of people, they don't understand when I say that, but man, listen. So imagine your heart chakra is blocked, or your heart portal you have closed off, and you wondering, like, why can't I get my vibration as loud, or why can't I elevate? And it's like, well, because you're not unblocking your heart, okay? There might have been some issues sometimes that come around that, and it's like different issues with different healings of like different parts of your soul. So a lot of people typically think that, oh, I'm just going on a self-healing journey. That's not the same as your sexual healing journey, okay? That's not the same as your relationship healing journey. That's not the same as your word healing journey. Like, it's all a healing process, and if you take your time out to analyze what part you want to heal yourself. So I remember I was talking to this guy, and he was like, so I'm trying to get on the level that you on. And I was like, what kind of level you trying to get on? He said, listen, I heard you talk a lot. And at first, when I first heard you talk, it was like, hold on, I need to tune in. She finna say something I need to hear. And as soon as I tune in, you talking about man, but let me tell you, after y'all really heal yourself and after you heal your sexual body, what happens? A lot of times you don't really enjoy sex the same way that you used to enjoy sex. And so now you have to like figure it out. But that's the reason why it said, like, if you're on a self-healing journey, I think you need to, if you're single, remain single. People might be like, oh, you know, if love comes in your life, you can't stop love. You can't stop what the universe has for you. You can't stop destiny or fate. But if you can, and you're just on this journey, which typically when most people go on like self-healing journeys, God has them alone. The universe has them alone. Everybody's out. Your real friends will return. The old friends is out. When I say out, they out of there. Okay. Nah, they ain't playing no games. Okay. what I will say is when I went on my sexual healing journey and I started to heal at all the areas around my sexual body and different things like this and different things like that. And the most important thing that I can really tell y'all when it comes to healing your sexual body, you have to be ready for that. This ain't something that you want to jump in. So when the guy was talking to me, he's like, I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. But when I am ready, I'm coming to find you so we can have this conversation. And I was like, okay, all right, okay, whatever. And I kept moving. And so then like 2 years later, young man sees me out. He was like, hey, you remember me? And I was like, no, I don't. I can't lie and say that I do. And if I say that means I would be lying. He was like, listen, like, I'm ready to heal my sexual body. How does this work? How did you do it? And so I start giving him my recipe, okay, which you can find that in my book, or you can find that if you subscribe to the Apple Podcast for $2.99. But anyways, I gave him the recipe, and he was like, wow, I wouldn't even dare ask myself those questions. And I was like, I know some people don't touch those questions right there. They just leave it alone. They say, oh, that's too deep. But listen, you went on this healing journey for self-healing, but you ain't heal your sexual body. So your sexual body is still, needs healing, because every part of your body, every part of your soul, every form of you needs healing. And so how do you target that? So the basic thing I want to make sure I let people know, like, when you go on that sexual healing journey, yeah, you're going to be, if you want advice from me, if you want me to help you heal your sexual body, yeah, you probably going to be crying. And that ain't even me saying I want you to do that on purpose. You got to pay attention to what I'm saying. I went on a self-healing journey and I cried. The sexual journey, I cried the whole time. And people don't understand that because it's like, yeah, well, my journey kind of took place in two different ways. And I say that, and I honestly mean that. It took place in two different ways because my heart chakra and my sexual body were all hurt about one incident. Okay. And even though like mass incidents happen that you would have been like, oh my gosh, you should have been hurt. You should have been crying about that. That didn't really touch me as bad as like my best friend in this whole situation. That right there hit me in the spot. Like, hello. It was a part of the reason why my heart was blocked. It was a part of the reason why I thought certain things. But when it came to like healing my sexual body, it was kind of tied to that because there's a lot of things that I did do and that, like, did I do it out of love? Like, probably. But did I really want to do it? Like, no. But in actual reality, it's actually where I experienced some love too with my sexual body. So it's kind of like it plays a part of like two things, two roles that it plays. Like, okay, when you start to heal your sexual body, I tell y'all, and I want to make sure that y'all understand when I say this, because I had somebody hit me up, so they wanted me to talk about healing and some different healing things. And I think Spirit got me talking about the sexual healing. And you can't really heal your sexual body till you stop having sex. And that's being real. Like, people don't understand, like, bro, you literally have to stop having sex to examine how you have sex. And I remember I used to talk to this girl one day and I was like, when I was like trying to help her out and with like some of her sexual urges and how to control them and different things like that. Because what it happens is, this is just a sidebar, guys, when I'm going to come, but I'm going to go back. Sidebar is, I remember I was helping her, but I was helping her in her environment, okay? So wherever her environment is, wherever she at, baby, I'm willing to meet you to come in to where you at, so that way you can see what you doing wrong. But don't ever get it twisted. If you see me as someone else's environment, that does not mean that this is my environment. This means that I'm willing to go help her wherever she's at. Because you got to think, some spiritual people not even helping you where you at. So imagine that. Somebody actually willing to take that step to come to where you at and come help you out. And then once I'm done, I'm a just leave, because that's not my scene. If that was my scene before, then it's not my scene now. You obviously don't know the new me. So take that with a grain of salt. So if you ever see me out, and hypothetically speaking, I don't go out to clubs no more. If you happen to see me in a club, it has to be a reason. If you just see me just standing back, just looking, I'm obviously reading energy. I'm obviously just chilling, or I could be helping someone out. Or maybe I'm placed there to have a conversation with people. Because I'm telling you, it's like I could be anywhere in the world and someone will come up to me needing to talk to me. And I'm willing to talk to them. But some people who are leaders, they're not willing to do that. Okay, I am. Come talk to me. You got a problem? Come talk to me. I'm not going to charge for free games. Free game. Especially Spirit led you to me, yeah, come talk to me. Because God knows my heart. God, the universe knows my heart. Mother Earth knows my heart. Like, I'm a pure love and light. Like, if you need help, I'm willing to help you. Like, but I'm not going to give you that. You have to ask for it. Then I'll give you what I got, and then you can use it. And however it works out for you, works out for you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't resonate. Maybe it's Spirit letting you know to tap into you and do it your way. Maybe my way was just an example to show you that it works. But if you ask me how I did it, I would be like, it came from me. I ain't learned this from outside of me. Everything that I've learned about healing came from inside of me, not from the outside, okay? So make a long story short, back to the thing. I was helping the girl out. She was having some problems with some sex stuff. And I was like, man, you got to heal your sexual body. Like, I know you go through and you heal a lot of areas of your life, but one thing I noticed that you don't really touch is your sexual body. She was like, whoa, I don't think I'm ready to do that. And I said, why don't you think that you're ready to do that? Why don't you think that that's important? This is an important part of you. Like, imagine you having sex. So she used to tell me, like, she used to have sex and, she liked for people to choke her out and do crazy stuff to her. And I'm like, why do you think you like that? Why do you think a woman should be treated that way? Like, have you ever been with a man who did not and refused to do you that way? I said, wait till you get him. Because a lot of people don't know who him is. And I remember RIP to my ex, me and him used to be talking, and he used to be like, listen, I don't want you to ever forget a few things. And I know that I won't be here that long. And he always used to say that. And he was right. Like, I got to give him credit. Like, credit's due. He's like, listen, I'm him and you her. Don't never forget you her. And so if you're from Cincinnati, you know what we mean by him and her. Like, yeah, you ain't beating him and her. Just sit down somewhere. Okay? Just sit down. It's all right. Just sit down. You're going to be all right. It's going to be okay. So when talking with her about like different things, I'm like, listen, the first thing you need to understand is, why do you think that you should be having sex like that? Not saying like, hey, you can't. What I'm saying is, do you think that's right? Like, is there a reason behind that? Some people don't take that look. They don't want to hear that. Like, what's the reason behind the fact that you feel like you need to halfway lose your life during sex? And so I'm like, And then I was like, have you ever really been with a man? And when we say it twice, that's when we mean it. And she's like, no, I haven't. I was like, okay, so that explains a lot, okay? Not saying that, hey, like, I'm like, have you ever been with somebody who's a super lover? Like, because super lovers don't even do that. And people don't understand what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I'm a super lover, but I ain't about to choke you. I ain't about to do all that. That's way too much information. That's way too much for me. You get what I'm saying? That's too hard for my system. So when I was talking to her, she asked me like some very personal questions, and I gave her the answers raw, uncut. Like when I say raw and uncut, I mean very raw. Like she was like in shock. She's like, most people don't even answer that. I was like, hey, you asked. I'm gonna be honest because this is help. If me being honest helps your healing, that means I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay. If me being honest helps your healing, then I'm doing what you're supposed to be doing. I'm also letting you know my heart is open. Every chakra field in my body is open. If I'm able to tell you my truth, every chakra field in my body is open. My energy is open. I don't really care, like, because I am who I am. I'm not going to be no one else. And so I'm not going to fake the front either. So what you see is what you get. And I'm a real person, like, and I'm also like, I'm a lover, like, and I'm like, hey, if I'm just about love for real. I don't like to be about anything else. So make a long story short, help her out, heal her body. And I was like, so now you have to, once you start to go in and do this healing, you got to basically tap in and control your sexual urges. You feel me? A guy can't just turn me on like that. Like, I gotta have a whole spiritual connection with you. I gotta be able to connect with you. I'm not gonna enjoy this because there's certain things that I want. So like, now that I've been celibate for a long time, it's a few things that I like about like sex. And I was like, dang, because once I started healing my sexual body and I tried to have sex, it did not work out. I didn't like anything. And dude was like, oh, I thought you liked this. And I'm like, I never liked that. Ever. And I couldn't help but say it like that. And it was like, oh my gosh, because a lot of people don't know women, we have wombs. So women have 2 portals in their bodies. Okay, guys. So we have our heart chakra, our heart portal, and we have a womb portal, which the womb portal is very big. Okay. And we could talk about womb healing one day. But what I will say is this. When healing your sexual body, man, I didn't like to have sex the way that I used to, that it didn't turn me on. And usually it turns me on. Like, and I was just like, I don't like that. And I was like, I always liked this. This is what turned me on from the first time I had sex all the way up to the last time I had sex, which was a few years ago. So it's like, this is what I like. Like, I can't lie and say I like anything else. Like, the rest of that stuff is just BS. And I'm a romantic person. So, it's totally different. And I was trying to explain to her, like, you got to stop for a moment. Stop having sex. Figure out what you like. And different things like that. And I was trying to explain to her, like, how to unlock her goddess power at the same time. And she got to do it. She got to feel like what I was saying, but she did stop having sex and she did learn how to master her urges. So once you learn how to master your urges and you actually, when you get real horny, you actually use this to create something, yeah, you got the recipe. And so if everybody talks about August Astino, if you ever listen to him talk, right, he says that, yeah, I'm not having sex right now, but I'm using this to do what I do. He know what he's talking about. Like most spiritual people, like, yeah, they'll tell you, like, yeah, I think you should stop having sex. It's like, if you're single, you're not married, stop having sex. Stop having sex for a while. See how your life changes. You feel me? Go on a fast for 6 months. Like, and I know that people are like, oh, most women can't do it. I just did it with my eyes closed. Thank you. But try it out and like work on you and work on healing your sexual body. Work on controlling your urges. Like, forgive yourself. That's a big one. Forgive yourself for all the times that you didn't want to have sex and you did. Forgive yourself for the people who entered your body and you didn't want them to. Forgive yourself for like every single thing you can think about when it comes to your sexual body. This is how you're going to heal your sexual body. There's other steps. If you want those other steps, you know what you got to do. Read the book. I do got a book coming out, guys. It's called, I got to a few books coming out, and it's kind of like targeting two things at one time. So it's like one book is called How Does the Perfect Woman Heal? And then another one is like The Diary of an Angel. My friend's like, yeah, you got to name it The Diary of an Angel, like, because you are one. So I need you to, because this is like your inner thoughts, like, and it's crazy because this is how you heal, and it's an immaculate story. I really think that it would help out people reading, like, what an angel actually goes through on earth. It's kind of crazy. An earth angel. Feel what I'm saying? Like, oh my gosh, like, why? That's all I'm going to ask. Why? It's like, I'm just playing. If you know me, I'm silly. I'm always laughing. But nah, guys, all jokes aside, for real. I really think that people need to take time out and heal their sexuality. Even if you with a person, or like if this is your person, you've been together for like 1 or 2 years, like, bro, take the time out to like really heal your sexual body. Even do it with your partner. Like, y'all can both sit down and have a conversation about like how y'all like to have sex. Why don't you like to have sex this way? Like, why do you, because say for instance, you with a guy, and I know this happens sometimes. Say for instance, you're with a guy, and a guy likes to have sex by like choking you out to the point where like it hurts. Okay, it hurts. You're choking me too hard, bro. I almost punched you. Like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, or he likes to have sex. Like, I'm feeling like somebody likes to have sex weird and you don't like it. So the thing is like you're trying to figure out like, hey, how can I tell this person I don't like it? But you also want to please your person. So somewhere y'all need to have this conversation, but then you also need to do healing work with that. Like, hey, you know what? I forgive myself for allowing him to do me this way. And I forgive myself for allowing myself to be done this way. Like, forgive yourself for the things that you cannot control, but forgive yourself and love yourself enough to know that it's okay. It's all right. This happens all the time to people. We're not saying that, hey, this shouldn't, but it does. Real recognize real. Real is real. Fake is fake. So I really think that that's a very important thing to really go through, is to really heal your sexual body. A lot of people don't understand, like, it's a very powerful transition after that. Okay. Which the way how what happened with me since I turned 33 and then now I'm 35. And what I want to say is the transactions that happened after that, which led me to this love journey. And a love journey is a beautiful thing. And people don't understand, like, oh my gosh, it's the most beautiful thing I have ever seen, saw, or experienced in my life. And I won't take it back. And people don't understand, like, this is the best love journey I have ever been on in my whole entire life. Like, what I'm able to vocalize, because a lot of people don't know, I used to have problems with like speaking, not necessarily speaking my truth, because I'm an Aries. I don't really have a problem with that. The problem is that my moon sign conflicts with my Aries sign sometimes. And it's like, Aries are born here to be independent, but my moon sign is like, oh, we need to help people. So if I felt like whatever I would say will be harmful to you, I would not say it. If it wasn't helping you, I wouldn't say it at all. Now, as of today, baby, you're going to catch the smoke. But I'm going to do it with love and light. So I'm able to speak my truth. Like, you know what? I don't like that. I don't like the way you're treating me as a friend. I don't like the way you treat me in general. I don't like the way you're talking to me. I don't appreciate that tone, because if I take a tone with you, you can't stop me. Only person that can stop me is myself and my divine masculine, and is the only person who can calm me down. But yet you can't do that. So if I was you, I would take 2 steps back and think about what you're finna do, because you're finna sin for me and I didn't sin for you. Like, real talk. I don't play no games, baby. This is Pretty Red ENT. If y'all ever thought that Pretty Red ENT was gone, like, you lied. Pretty Red ENT is a part of me. And Pretty Radiant T is balanced within the goddess part of me too. So I just want to let y'all know, like, there's a lot of things that when it comes to healing journeys and your journeys in general and even your past lives, like, you got to embrace everything. Like, there is no reason for you not to embrace it. You're a human being. This is your 1G pass. This here earth is a teaching ground. It's nothing but teaching you. Like, bro, you can leave here today, go back to where you came from, and be living way better than you are right now. And you'll be like, why did I have to go to this tough school? Like, this school is tough. I don't know why I came here. Please tell me why. I have to have some big impact, because other than that, I would have not came down here and helped nobody else. If you know me, you know I'm funny, but I'm just playing. Or am I? But nah, on a serious tip, I really think that people need to take that opportunity to really heal their sexual body. Like, stay focused, guys. Really do the work. Be honest with yourself. Forgive yourself for every sexual favor that you did. Forgive the people who even touched you. You feel me? Because that's a lot of times what happened too. Like, because you could have had a family member touch you. You could have had multiple guys touch you. And I always tell people, like, you got some of these people too who you told no to. Like, you said no several times and they still try to enter your body, and yet you gave it to them. And so you have to forgive yourself for that. And it's not saying that anything bad for you or anything. It's just saying that in general. Feel me? Also forgive yourself for your body count. Some people leave that part out. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of y'all got a body count. Okay? Not gonna lie. Some people got a body count. And when I did a lot of my womb work with some women and we cleared out their womb space, like, they didn't realize how many body counts they had until they realized how many body counts they had. And I was like, well, you know, I don't feel bad for you. I don't look at you any different. It's just, it's your body count. Like, this is how many people you allow to give an attachment to inside of your universe. So how can you forgive yourself? What steps can you take? Like, what does your sexual body need to do? Like, and I really think that those are some of the really important questions. Is how you like to have sex, figure that out. Like, what do you need to give you the ultimate maximum climax? Because a lot of people don't know that. Like, it should be a certain position that can get you there because you really like it. It's really intimate. If you're an intimate person, some people are not, but you might not be intimate because there's something blocking that. Okay. If you're really about authentic love and you're about receiving and giving and being love, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But for the most part, you really gotta heal your sexual body. And I don't want to say be aggressive with it because I'm an Aries. So I think the way that I would tone it down for you is like, be love. Love on your sexual body the way that you wanted your sexual body to be loved on. Because a lot of people don't do that. And it's very important that you do that. Like, real talk. Like, love on your sexual body the way that you want to be loved on. Okay? For some of them guys, because I've been talking to a lot of guys about healing their sexual body lately. I don't know why, but it's like they've been coming up to me like, I was literally in Kroger's one day and some guy walked up to me. He's like, hi, how you doing? I was like, I'm fine. And next thing I know, he's like, man, let me ask you a hypothetical question. I'm like, what's up? He's like, what kind of crystal is that around your neck? And I'm like, oh, that's an angel quartz. He's like, oh. He was like, let me ask you a question. So, and he started like telling me like about his like issue with like his girlfriend or some things like that. I'm like, when's the last time you healed? Like, have you ever addressed some issues that happened to you when you was 8? Like maybe with your aunt or something. And he was like, you know what? You all in my business. I'm like, nah, for real. Because this could be the problem with toting you up to be this part of sexually with her right here. And he was like, you know what? You might have solved my problem, but you still in my business. And I was like, I wasn't in your business. I'm just letting you, maybe I'm just here to assist you. I'm a God. Maybe I was just here to just assist you. He's like, you know what? I say, well, don't think me, thank God. Don't think me, thank the universe. Don't think me, thank Mother Earth. Don't think me, thank your ancestors, because your ancestors obviously put you on my path because they talked to my ancestors, and my ancestors said she's open. She's going to be able to talk to you. I don't talk to everybody. Let's get something straight, too. I just sidebar. I don't speak to everyone. If I'm on your path, it's a divine reason why I'm on your path. If you're listening to me, it's a divine reason why you're listening to me. I don't be around people that much, so I keep my energy sacred. So I always tell people, if you see me, you cross my path, I'm here for a reason. Maybe you might be at a crossroad and maybe you've been trying to search for help. You've been looking for help. You've been praying for help. And God's like, you know what? I'm going to send my child because I know she's going to talk to you. Just talk to her. Randomly have a conversation. And it'd be like this. And then this dude was like, listen, I was praying to God and literally you just showed up. And God was like, talk to her. And you just sat down and just talked to me. Most people don't even speak to me. Like, I'm crazy. Like, why would you be talking to me? And I'm like, you don't scare me. Like, you don't scare me. You don't scare me, bro. Have a great day. Enjoy your life. But some people have to be more open when it comes to really just, and I want to put it in the correct way, in the correct terms, so that way y'all understand where I'm coming from. Like, y'all really got to be open. To even heal your sexual body, you got to be open. You got to be open with yourself, on your outer self, and your inner self. And then you got to go to your body parts that people touch that you didn't want them to touch and forgive those body parts. That's a big part too that most people skip out. Like, you got to go to your body parts and ask for forgiveness and tell them that you're going to love them, express to them, what are you going to do better for them? Like, how are you going to be better? Like, your sexual body will wake up and heal all of that, because my sexual body actually has a name. And so if you know, then you know. But I'm just saying, like, you got to go through and heal every single part of that, of you. And this is how you go on a sexual healing journey. Like, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, take time out for you. Like, take the time out really to get you together, man. I'm telling you, like, with me, and I'll pause for a second because I want y'all to understand something, because I'm thinking and I'm like, I wonder how I can word this without it being like vulgar. But me healing my sexual body and like actually taking time off out the game. And some people don't understand, like, I knew it was time for me to heal. And I'm going to make sure y'all know this too, when it's time to heal. Everything that you used to like, you don't like it no more. And I'm telling y'all, like, listen, I remember one day I got a fifth of Douce, and I think I got a fifth of some Avion tequila. And anybody who know me in my past life know tequila, Avion, me, oh, we good to go, coach. Okay, like, I ain't gonna play no games with you. I love Avion. But I love tequila. If I'm gonna drink, it's gonna be tequila. Make a long story short, I drank a fifth of that, didn't get drunk. Then I turned around, I was like, man, what the heck? I just spent $40 on this bottle. I'm not drunk. Like, I'm sober. I was like, all right, let me try it again. So I go get me a bottle of tequila, some Avion. I end up drinking the bottle by myself. And I didn't get drunk. I said, oh, no, man, there's something in the game. There's something wrong. I'm spending out too much money. What's going on? I don't know what's going on. I didn't even know what's going on. And so when I actually figured it out, I'm like, okay, you know what? It's time. It's time for me to heal. And then it was like, hey, I was smoking weed. I ain't get high. And so I was like, man, what type of crazy stuff is this? Like, what's going on? And it was like, heal. All I kept hearing was like, heal. Like, you got to take time out. So I always tell people, like, bro, I'm a person, I pay attention to signs. Like, even when I wasn't woke to the signs, I still paid attention to the universal signs. Like, hey, like, I remember, like, maybe like 10 years ago or something like that. I was like 25. I was smoking. And it was kind of random because when my brother went to jail, I always used to smoke. And then when he got out, I stopped doing everything. But I was smoking. And then the next thing I know is like, I got high and then I couldn't get high no more. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. And I just kept going on the universal flow for real. Like just moved on from it. Like it didn't care. It didn't bother me none. And so a lot of people don't understand that, like, you know, you got to know you got to know your body, you got to pay attention. But I think the biggest thing that you got to really pay attention to is your heart. Because some of y'all not even following your heart. And it's like, why not? What happened if you did follow your heart? What is that going to do? You think that's going to bother you? You think it's going to harm you? If love is the only way and love is the only thing that's real, why wouldn't you follow your heart if it was filled with love? See, you get what I'm saying? Make it make logical sense. Like, if love is the only thing that's real, if love is the highest frequency where you can manifest anything you want, why wouldn't you follow your heart? Big question. Answer that. If you got an answer to that, write me on one of my social medias. You got the personal dishes, hit me up. Just tell me, like, you feel me? Like, and really, or just sit down and really just ask yourself that. Ask yourself that in your diary. Open up your diary. Even open up notes. If you got an iPhone, I don't know what Samsungs have. I don't have a Samsung. Or Android. Open something up and just write it. Write them answers out. And there's nothing wrong with really just tapping into you and like really doing healing work. There is nothing wrong with healing work. Because a lot of people, I always tell people like, bruh, like if you know anything about me, you knew I grew up religious. I always been spiritual. I never really tied to any religion. I did grow up Hebrew Israelite. So that's something that most people don't know about me. And I'm telling the world now, like, grew up Hebrew Israelite. So there's some things in me that still sticks, but there's some things like, you know, I totally don't agree with it. Like, I'm spiritual. I don't want to be tied to nothing. I really just want to be free. And that's what you came here to do, is to be free. You didn't come here to be tied to anything. So once you learn that, like, and you learn like, all right, well, I'm going to just, sis, take what applies and leave the rest. You good, but if you doing what you love and you listening to your heart, you can never go wrong. Like, I ain't been wrong yet, but I ain't been wrong ever. So it's kind of like, dang, I'm winning right now. Okay. Real talk, guys. Like, I ain't lost yet. Like, and I don't take anything as a loss. So that's the whole thing too. Like, I look at life a little bit different than how I used to look at it before. Everything is a mindset. But my message today, because I'm going to end this, is basically about healing. Heal those areas you really don't talk about. Really dive into the healing. Sometimes you got to cry it out. And you don't understand, like, say, for instance, someone had you bound to something. The moment you cry, you get rid of it. So what's that? Why wouldn't you cry? You can now see clearly the fact that you don't cried. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I said, you know, if you taste a tear, it kind of tastes like salt. Why wouldn't you think that it would clear the way? Huh? But we don't want to go there. I don't want to preach to y'all today, but tonight, early this morning. But I just want to give that to you, a piece of juice. Like, heal your sexual body and you will be all right. Like, don't allow nobody to tell you you can't do it. Don't allow nobody to tell you how to do it. Tap into you and heal your sexual body. Take what I said. Write down some questions. You know, do it that way. But take the time out to really heal your sexual body, because I'm telling you, like, y'all got to learn how to master your sexual urges. If you ain't learned how to master every part of your sexual body, then you ain't really learned nothing. You can't call yourself a god of sex and nothing if you can't control your sexual urges. You should be able to turn them off and turn them on like clockwork. And ain't nothing wrong with you having sexual energy either. Like, sexual energy means a lot. Like, you can create a lot. Sexual energy is made to create. You create a child. If you could bring a whole child in an energy port, please believe, imagine what else you can do. So I always tell people that, like, once you heal your sexual body, man, things start to flowing for you. Like, you be like, what? And you just be happy. You be on top of the world. It's like something that maybe you had a problem with before. It's just now you master it. You mastering yourself, your soul, your spirit, your higher self, your guru self. Like, you mastering you. Like, you becoming the master of yourself. Why not be? So, very important part. Heal them sexual bodies, guys. I don't know why I'm talking like this about it, but it's on my mind, my heart, my soul to tap in, have y'all tap in and listen to me talk about healing your sexual body. If you want to know more details, let me know. But that's $2.99 subscription on Apple Podcasts. All right, so thank you for tuning in to Pretty Red ENT. Tap in, hit me up on my social medias. You can follow me, and I really appreciate y'all sending y'all love and light. You already know what it is. It's Pretty Red ENT.